There's also something that is that I've seen narcissists and psychopaths do, and it's called stringing along. It's kind of like a bird being dropped some crumbs. Um, and one of the signs of a narcissist is somebody who ends up not telling people what they're actually up to. Very indicative of a narcissist. I'm going to take a step further. It's also indicative of a uh, psychopath. Um, I'm gonna give an example. It would be like somebody that I mean, you just look at the traits of a psychopath and a narcissist, and see, and a sociopath and sadist, and if any of those just scream red flags, there's probably a good reason why it's screaming uh, that to stay away. It's kind of like when a psychopath or a narcissist uh, want somebody to be there for them, and they're never there for somebody else. And but basically, all a man or woman hears is a bunch of hot air. Why not just look at it as somebody just blowing bagpipes? And that's the reason why I disagree with Robert Hare in saying that a psychopathy, that brain imaging or a brain scan needs to be done. Just look at the path of destruction. If if that's a flower pot, the and if I wanted to grow seeds in it, then I would plant seeds. The plant would have to have a certain amount of sunlight to get to it. Have to have some kind of dirt in the container, and would have to be watered, and other different things. So if different things are not getting to the plant, it's not going to grow. It's not going to, and not only that, if the pot is too small and doesn't allow the roots to expand, um, that can be a problem. Um, so if a psychopath, narcissist, sociopath is never willing to put water in, and says that, oh, I really like you, I want to, but and basically you see that you're the only one that's being forced to put into something, then it's a mess. But how that ties into is uh pl- too many times the psychopath that is doing stuff doesn't say what they're actually doing. And it's kind of like the equivalent of if I was a racehorse and there was a carrot, and no matter, I'm not a horse, but anyhow, and then all of a sudden, I would be running towards the carrot, and then the psychopath would be holding the carrot above me, and making it seem like I could get to it, and then doing different things, and then setting up different booby traps. So no matter what I did, that there were all sorts of booby traps around, and basically that no matter what I did, I was always going to be set up for failure. And then meanwhile, the psychopath is just sitting there and laughing their butt off, and then just pretending to be stupid about what they're doing, and that's where it's tied into sadism. I forgot who ended up doing the painting dealing with Schadenfreude, but I look at that painting, and it's just like there's a bunch of the ones that are dressed up in their little monk costumes over here. Then there's the monk that's by himself, that's been isolated, and they're just laughing their butt off at the monk that's over here, that's struggling, that's having a difficult time, and they're just enjoying the heck out of it. And even one of the just look at the facial expressions, and how it's kind of like that basically they're lit up with just, I mean, it's almost like the equivalent of a poker machine at a what do you call those places? The slot machine, where all of a sudden that that they're getting, what they had pre-planned all along, and it's done at the expense of of a man or a woman. In that particular instance, it was a man in the painting. And then sometimes they talk about how different cults will sit there, and the cult members will shun this one, and it's like sometimes it's time for this one here to just shun who it is there. I mean, it could be people went to school with, could be family members, whatever else. In fact, that's a burn. And what I'm saying is that where that ended up, that's a physical reminder of where I got burned. And so just think about the times that there have been like emotional burns where your heart got burned. And I bring that up because studies show that emotional abuse is worse than physical abuse. It doesn't mean it's any less painful. So if a man or a woman is being burnt either emotionally or physically, and I'm going to add in there spiritually, it most definitely is time to stay away from the source of the burning. And who who better to know if they're being burned? Or are you gonna sit there and wait on somebody over here that's emotionally abusive to say, "Oh, we're emotionally burning somebody, or even spiritually burning," and don't wait for the ones that are burning to show any signs of remorse. Chances are they're not capable of showing remorse. Chances are they're kind of like chameleons, where they can only mimic emotions. And where not, I'm going to go into something else also, where they say that they're sorry, but they're not. But there's some of the chameleons that never even have the ability to say that they're sorry. That it's like that they can't even, that they refuse to look in the mirror and see what part they had to do and stuff, and how they intentionally burned physically, emotionally, or spiritually.